Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a stone survival house. This is the amount of space required to make your build. Here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Step 1, if you have made the grid, come to the front left hand corner of it. Count backwards 1, 2, and this is the starting position. Begin by placing a row of 5 stone extending up from the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend right by 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We then want to extend this block backwards by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend across the back of the build and join all the way back to where you very first started. What we can also do is place a layer of stone along the ground that follows the same path as the stone that we have just placed above us, just like this. Connect the corners up and down, and this will give us the very first room of our house, so that is exactly what it should look like. We can also create the entrance area as well. So there will be a door on the front left hand side of the house, so literally right here will be an oak door. In front of it, a stone, and we'll extend that left one and then right one. And then place stone stairs around this, just to make it a little bit easier to get up onto, and it sort of accentuates the fact that this is the entrance. The next thing that we will do is at the top front right corner of the house, we just want to move inwards by 1, 2, and then extend outwards by 2, 1, 2. We can then extend up by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we can extend back by 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then this actually gives us all of the information that we need to extend across, join all the way back to the front of the build. We also want to extend the corner blocks down, and we want to join them back to the build and to themselves wherever they would naturally join to create a rectangular shape. And what we are essentially doing is just creating the second room, but this also happens to be a copy of the previous level of the house as well. And we also want to connect the front corners of this down to the ground using oak fence, because we want this to look, semi-realistic, if that's a word that we can use in Minecraft. And we can also come to the back and we can connect these corners down, or at least this back corner I think would be fine. I don't think that we have to join this corner down to the ground. Now, once that has been done, we can work on the third and final room of the house. So the easiest way to do this is to take the very top back right corner of the build and extend it backwards by 2, 1, 2, using the stone. We can then extend this up by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then forwards by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then across to the left by 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then what we are able to do is extend down 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can pretty much just join all of the blocks together where they would join, if that makes sense. So once again, sort of just creating a rectangular shape. We don't really have to count things out too precisely, we just have to join everything together where it would naturally join. And the end result should look a little bit like this, which is really cool. So from here, we want to extend the left corners of the bottom of the third room down to number 1, where it would join to the roof section of the first room, and also the ground on this back corner here. And that's pretty much the last of the, and I'm going to use air quotes for this, supports that we will use throughout the build. So the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to fill this build in using a mixture of stone and also glass. But to kind of just break what I'm saying already, the first room of the house, we are going to add a row of oak planks all the way around the inside of the center of the first room, and I'm just going to replace underneath the door using oak planks as well. And then the rest of this will actually be grass or dirt. But the ceiling for this, if you like, the roof of this will also be stone. And then pretty much everywhere else, every single floor and every single ceiling for the build will be made out of just stone. So we can fill every above and below surface in using stone. And as we connect these together, we kind of like make weird shapes. So whilst it'll seem a little bit strange until we like add the actual like side walls, but you know, there we go. You can see how it kind of like just pieces together. Like it might seem a little bit wrong to like make some of these shapes, or at least it does to me, because it is made out of rectangles, but just fill in all of the flat surfaces, the top and the bottom, and we'll just end up with something which looks really cool. So beyond this, we can now just fill all of the sides in using glass block. And that is pretty much all there is to it in terms of the structure of the house. So literally, go all the way around the house, fill every single side of the house that is open using glass block, and you can't really go too far wrong. Perfect. So once this has been done, we have pretty much completed the entire outside of the house. So what I would like to do now is just make a set of stairs that connects all of the levels of the house together before we start decorating. So in the back right hand corner of the ground level, we are going to destroy 1, 2, 3 stone here. And we're also going to destroy the stone that sits on top of the glass, and we will turn, or rather replace that stone with a stone slab. Now in front of and below this leaving half rose gap, we'll place another stone, and then another, and then another. And this will allow us to climb up onto the next level. And we actually want to do the same thing just up above, and we'll start in the top left corner. So 1, 2, 3 stone, destroy this one as well on top of the glass, which we previously couldn't, turn this into a slab, and then half a rose gap, we slowly want to just extend down to the ground, and then this will allow us to climb into the third floor. And with that complete, we can start decorating, which we need a whole lot of different stuff for. Let's start from the ground up. So, floor number 1, aka the ground floor. First of all, I'm just going to fill this hole in using grass. If you're on survival, then you'll probably want to use dirt. I'm going to hoe out this entire area and quickly replace it using a mixture of seeds. And wherever I miss, I'll simply just have to replace. Only got that one that time, and basically I'm just using a mixture of wheat, beetroot, carrots and potatoes, and then repeating the pattern until we get to the end. Going to place a lantern just above the entranceway, and that pretty much covers it. If you wanted to, you could even have a little barrel just hidden underneath the stairs, and of course we could use this as storage. As we move on to the next level, we are going to use our barrels along the back part of this room, so along the top. And we are going to label these barrels, and of course these will have different things in them. So this room is lesser a farming room and more of a kind of all-arounder crafting, upgrading, cooking sort of area. So along the front wall here, we are going to have a furnace, blast furnace, and a smoker. Along this back wall, crafting table, then a cartography table, fletching table, enchanting table, and on the wall above the enchanting table, a smithing table. Now, next to this, we are going to have 2 rows of bookshelves. If you want, you can sneak an additional one in, but then it kind of looks a little bit odd, so we probably won't do that. Next, we have to decorate this room a little bit so it doesn't look as, well, gloomy would probably be the word. And we're going to use flower pots, lanterns, and just a bunch of different saplings. These are some of my favourite things to decorate with. So a lantern on top of the fletching table, a couple of flower pots with an oak sapling, a spruce sapling, and whilst this might be a fire hazard, I think that we are going to risk it anyway and just place a bunch more saplings. If you did want to, I do believe it is possible to not hit your head on a certain... There we go. So if you wanted to, you could use this for a little bit more storage. So if you did want to, say, store more tables or more furnaces or more lanterns or more whatever, you could certainly do that. And this could just slot above the little staircase here, but I'm going to leave that up to you. This floor is pretty much complete, so we are going to move on to the third and final floor. Up on this floor is more of a brewing slash bedroom slash armor slash storage area. So in the corner of the room, we are going to place a couple of cauldrons. Next to that, a couple of oak planks. On top of one of these, we can place a lantern and a brewing stand. And on the wall above all of this, barrels. Now, along the back wall here, the far wall, we are going to place an armor stand with a chest, and above the chest, an oak trapdoor with a chest suspended up above it. And we are also going to place a double bed just on the opposite wall. And above this, it's kind of up to you how you kind of want to lay it out. Like, you might want to stick a little bit more storage with maybe like a light here, or you might want to place some shelves above the bed which kind of extend towards the side of the, or the opposite side of the room. And on top of these, we could even stack more brewing equipment, or maybe we could even do this a little bit closer. Maybe we can have like, we can create kind of like a table of some sort, kind of like this. And then we can decorate the area using, oh, we need to decorate the armor stand as well. So we can grab the armor for this with some item frames, flower pots, and just a bunch of saplings. So we'll just fill the armor stand in like so. And we can have, wherever we can kind of like slot it, we can kind of just have item frames, and we can also place some flower pots on. You guys can see now, I'm kind of like big into the flower pots with the saplings. I don't know why, I just really love it as a decoration. And it's kind of cool up here, and we can place some item frames, and of course those can sort of dictate what gets placed in the barrels, and we don't really need too much more. The only thing that you might want to do as I'm looking at it, because it is a little bit, just a little bit dark up here, and a torch underneath the item frame would actually do this room some good, and in doing that, ladies and gentlemen, you've actually kind of completed the build. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I do hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please do remember to like and subscribe. Click that little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all of my videos sent directly to your sub box. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.